Shalom and welcome back to day 132 of reading the Bible in 52 weeks. Woo! God, sometimes obedience is hard, but not my will, but yours be done in my life. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Let's go. And today we'll be reading Ezra 4 through 6. When the enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the returned exiles were building a temple for the Lord, the God of Israel, they approached of Zerubbabel and the family heads and said to them, "Let us build with you, for we also worship your God and have been sacrificing to him since the time King Esarhaddon and Ezra brought us here." But Zerubbabel, Joshua, and the other heads of Israel's families answered them, "You may not have no part with us in building a house for our God, since we alone will build it for the Lord, the God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, has commanded us." Then the people who were already in the land discouraged the people of Judah and made them afraid to build. They also bribed officials to act against them to frustrate their plans throughout the reign of King Cyrus in Persia and until the reign of King Darius of Persia. At the beginning of reign Ahasuerus, the people who were already in the land wrote an execution against the residents of Judah and Jerusalem. During the time of King Ahasuerus of Persia, Bishlam, Mithridates, Tabeel, and the rest of the colleges wrote to King Artaxerxes. The letter was written in Aramaic and translated. Rehum, the chief of deputy of Shishimite, the scribe, wrote a letter to King Artaxerxes concerning Jerusalem as follows: From Rehum, the chief deputy, Shemashah, the scribe, and the rest of the colleges, the judges and magistrates from Tripolis, Persia, Erech, Babylon, Susa, and the rest of the peoples whose great and illustrious Ashurbanipal, reported and settled in the cities of Samaria and the reign west of the Euphrates River. This is the text of the letter they sent to him, the King Artaxerxes, from the servants, from the man of the region west of Ephraim River. Let it be known to the king that the Jews who came from you have returned to us at Jerusalem. They are rebuilding the rebellious and evil city, finishing its walls and repairing its foundations. Let it now be known to the king that as the city to rebuild its walls are finished, they will not pay tribute, duty, or land tax, and the royal revenue will suffer, since we have taken an oath of loyalty to the king, and it is not right for us to witness his dishonor. We have sent to inform the king that a search should be made in your predecessor's records book. In these record books, you will discover and verify that the city of a rebellious city, harmless to the kings and provinces. There have been revolts in it since ancient times. That is why the city was destroyed. We advise the king that the city is rebuilt and its walls are finished. You will not have any possession west of the Euphrates. The king sent reply to his chief deputy, Rehum, Shemashah, the scribe, and the rest of their colleges living in Samaria and elsewhere in the region west of the Euphrates River. The letter you sent us has been translated and read in my presence. I issued a decree and search was conducted. It was discovered that this city has had uprisings against kings since ancient times, and there have been rebellions and revolts in it. Powerful kings have also ruled over Jerusalem and exercised authority over the whole region west of the Euphrates River, and tribute, duty, and land tax were paid to them. Therefore, issue an order for these men to stop, so that the city will not be rebuilt until a further decree has been pronounced by me. See that you not neglect this matter, otherwise the damage will increase and the royal interest will suffer. As soon as the text of King Artaxerxes' letter was read to Rehum, Shemashah, the scribe, and their colleges, they immediately went to the Jews in Jerusalem and forcibly stopped them. Now the construction of God's house in Jerusalem had stopped and remained in a standstill until the second year of the reign of King Darius of Persia. But when the prophets Haggai and Zechariah son of Iddo prophesied in the Jews who were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of God of Israel who was over them, Zerubbabel son of Shealtiel and Joshua son of Jozadak began to rebuild God's house in Jerusalem. The prophets of God were with them, helping them. At that time, Tatanai, the governor of the reign west of the Euphrates River, Xerxes I, and their colleges came to the Jews and asked, "Who gave you the order to rebuild the temple and finish the structure?" They also asked them, "What are the names of the workers who were constructing the building?" But God was watching over the Jewish elders. These men wouldn't stop until a report was sent to Darius so that they could receive written instructions about this matter. This is the text of the letter. Tatanani, the governor of the reign west of the Euphrates River, Shethar-Bozenai, and their colleagues and the officials in the region, sent to King Darius. They sent him a report written as follows to King Darius. Let it be known to the king that we went to the house of the great God in province of Judah. It is being built with cut stones, and its beams are being set in the walls. This work is being done diligently and succeeding through the people's efforts. So we questioned the elders and asked, who gave you order to rebuild this temple and finish the structure? We also asked them for their names so that we could write down the names of their leaders for your information. This is the reply they gave us. We are the servants of God of the heavens and earth, and we were building the temple that was built many years ago, which is great King of Israel built and finished. But since our ancestors angered the God of the heavens, he handed them over to King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon of Chaldean, who destroyed this temple and deported the people to Babylon. However, in the first year of King Cyrus of Babylon, he issued a decree to rebuild the house of God. He also took from the temple in Babylon the gold and silver articles of God's house that Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple in Jerusalem and carried them to the temple of Babylon. He released them from the temple of Babylon to a man named Sheshbazzar, the governor of the appointment of King Cyrus. Cyrus told him, take these articles, put them in the temple in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be rebuilt on its original site. Then this same Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundation of God's house in Jerusalem. It has been under construction from the time until now, but it has not been completed. So if it pleases the king, let a search of the royal archives in Babylon be conducted to see if its true decree was issued by King Cyrus to rebuild the house of God in Jerusalem. Let the king's decision regarding this matter be sent to us. King Darius gave the order, and they searched in the library of Babylon and the archives. But it was in the fortress of Ecbatana in the province of Media that a scroll was found with the record written on it. In the first year of King Cyrus, he issued a decree concerning the house of God in Jerusalem. Let the house be rebuilt as a place for offering sacrifices, and let its original foundations be retained. Its height is to be 90 feet, and its width 90 feet, with 3 layers to cut stones and 1 of timber. The cost is to be paid from the royal treasury. The gold and silver articles of God's house that Nebuchadnezzar took from the temple in Jerusalem and carried to Babylon must also be returned. They are to be brought in the temple of Jerusalem where they belong and put into the house of God. Therefore you must stay away from that place. Tatanai, governor of the range west of Euphrates River, Shethar-Bozenai, and your colleagues and officials in the reign, leave the construction of the house of God alone. Let the governor of elders of the Jews rebuild this house of God on its original site. I hereby issue a decree concerning what you are to do, so that the elders of the Jews can rebuild that house of God. The cost is to be paid in full to these men out of the royal revenues from the taxes of the region west of the Euphrates River, so that the work will not stop. Whatever is needed, young bulls, rams, and lambs, for burnt offerings to the God of the heavens, or wheat, salt, wine, and oil, as requested by the priests in Jerusalem, let it be given to them every day without fail, so that they can offer sacrifices of pleasing aroma to the God of the heavens and pray for the life of the king and his sons. I also issue a decree concerning any man who interferes with this directive. Let a beam be torn from his house and raised up. He will be impaled on it, and the house will be made into a garbage dump because of his offense. May the God who calls his name to dwell there overthrow any king or people who dares to harm or interfere with the house of the God in Jerusalem. I, Darius, have issued a decree. Let it be carried out diligently. Then Tatanai, governor of region west of the Euphrates River, Shethar-Bozenai, and their colleagues diligently carried out what was King Darius had decreed. So the Jewish elders continued successfully with the building under the prophesying of Haggai, the prophet of Zechariah, son of Iddo. They finished the building according to the command of the God of Israel and the decrees of Cyrus, Darius, and the king Artaxerxes of Persia. This house was completed on the 3rd day of the month of Adar in the 6th year in the reign of King Darius. Then the Israelites, including the priests, the Levites, and the rest of the exiles, celebrated the dedication of the house of God with joy. For the dedication of God's house, they offered 100 bulls, 200 rams, and 400 lambs, as well as 12 male goats, as a sin offering for all Israel, one for each Israelite tribe. They also appointed the priests by their divisions and the Levites by their groups to the service of God in Jerusalem, according to what is written in the book of Moses. The exiles observed the Passover on the 14th day of the 1st month. All the priests and Levites were ceremonially clean because they had purified themselves. They killed the Passover lamb for themselves. Their priestly brothers and all the exiles. The Israelites who had returned from exile ate it, together with all who had separated themselves from the uncleanness of the Gentiles of the land, in order to worship the Lord, the God of Israel. They observed the festival of unleavened bread in 7 days with joy, because the Lord had made them joyful, having changed the Azarian king's attitude towards them, so that he supported them in the work of the house of the God of Israel. Okay, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow for day 1.